Hello everybody and welcome back. Lars here. Today we're going to go ahead and we're going to check out some videos. Now, they're all a bunch of bad leads and some neutral leads mixed in, but we're going to focus on mainly the bad leads, what to do, when to do it. I'm joined by my cat Fifi here. She's happy to be here. So first off, what do we have? We have none other than Yamask's evolution, which of course is Cofagrigus. And what are we doing here? What's going to happen? Well, take a look. Let's just go ahead and let's pause it and take a look at Cofagrigus' health. Now, it is really looking bad. So if we hit it with a Moonblast, that Cofagrigus is going to be in trouble. So we're throwing the Moonblast. We're not going to bait, even though it's probably going to shield. Our opponent's probably going to shield. But we're doing it just because we need them to throw up that shield. Absolutely. So what's it going to do right here? He's going to absolutely throw a Sand Tomb because weaken my attack and then wait for their next Pokemon to really do some damage to poor Greninja here. So there we go. There's a Sand Tomb, and then they bring in, there it is, right? Everyone's favorite bus, good old Charge-a-Bug. So no problem. We got this. Go ahead. Throw that Night Slash. Unfortunately, we don't get that attack boost, which would have been so nice because that attack boost would have allowed this Night Slash to KO their Pokemon. So then either they would have had to use their last shield or we would have taken the lead, which either one would have been great. Instead, we get this mess, which is a discharge to our face. There it is, but still, we get to kill it. So there's that. All right, no problem. Here comes Wormadam. Now, Wormadam is so crucial to this team because there are a lot of poison types out there. A bunch of poison types, actually. So there we go. Dragalge. What are we going to do with Dragalge? Well, we're going to throw this Bug Buzz in order to try and break its defense. Now, for this video, we haven't had very much luck. I don't think one single Bug Buzz hits, but I do throw it. Normally, I have better luck. So just kind of an FYI of what we're doing there. And we're going to shield this one. There we go. Aqua Tail, no problem. We're going to go ahead and we're going to kill this Dragalge with our Fast. We're going to throw this Bug Buzz against their remaining Pokemon. Cofagrigus, there we go. And then one more fast move, and then one boop from good old Carbink to end the match. So even though you get a bad lead, even though you get a bad swap, you can still win. It's still possible. So here we go. What do we have here? We have a Marill. So bad lead, especially if it has Hydro Pump. Most of the time, though, it's going to have Ice Beam and Play Rough. But they will, however, try to fake you out by throwing that, charging up to Hydro Pump where Hydro Pump would be, but then throwing Play Rough or Ice Beam. So most of the time they'll do that. There's a Play Rough. We're just going to let it ride. We're going to keep Carbink in, and we're going to keep throwing these rock throws. And the reason why is because we want to kill this Azumarill. And then we can bring in Greninja and get 3 fast moves off, which is actually pretty huge. So here we go. Go ahead, throw this Hydro Cannon. And then there's one. We're going to go ahead. We're going to throw number 2 here. And there's number 2. And they shield, which of course is probably what they want to do. So we're bringing in none other than everybody's favorite Bagworm. We take the hit, but they're not switching. So what does that tell us? That tells us they probably have something in the back that's weak to like a Toxapex or Dragalge. So, of course, we shielded the last one, and now we're going to throw these Bug Buzz like crazy. Actually, this second time, we're going to throw the Iron Head. But go ahead and shield this one. Should you find yourself in this position, throw this Iron Head like so. There it is. And then we're bringing in good old Greninja. And Greninja, they're going to get an Aqua Tail off, but we resist it. It's just too little too late. All right, on to the next one. What do we have? Another Cofagrigus. So, just like the very first battle, what are we going to do, folks? We're going to go ahead. We're going to let this Cofagrigus do its thing. Sand Tomb there. And then they actually switch to a Carbink of their own. So we're bringing in Greninja. It's a little hard to see because this is sped up. But they actually did try to catch that attack. It just didn't work. You got to be looking out for stuff like that. There's a Rock Slide. Go ahead. We shielded it. We charged it up to Hydro Cannon plus a few extra fast moves just to get them in. There we go. Their Carbink is down, and here comes Wigglytuff. Now, Wigglytuff is a pretty rare sight. You're not going to see it too often, but down goes our beloved little Greninja, our MVP for this match. And here comes Carbink. Now, we're going to use that energy we accrued at the very start. I honestly thought they were going to shield this one, but sometimes you'll run into players that just do not shield, right? You cannot bait them. It's impossible. Don't even try. And this player was one of them, right? There's a Sand Tomb. Bug Buzz. Here we go. They didn't shield, which was actually, like I said, it's just some people don't shield. So here we go. Kill it with your fast move and be done with the battle. There we go, and that's that. On to the next one. We have a Dragalge lead. Now, this isn't technically a bad lead, but they're going to switch to Tyranitar, and I wanted to show this one because there are Shadow Tyranitars out and about, and so what do you do with them, right? They do have Brutal Swing and Stone Edge. The former, not going to even touch. Even a Shadow form isn't going to touch Carbink because it's A, fairy, and B, bulky. However, Stone Edge does hit for neutral damage, so be aware. It's still going to hit pretty hard, but not so much that you should be concerned, right? So there we go. Our beloved Carbink is down. We are bringing in a Greninja to have a mirror match here. Night Slash. And then what are we doing? We're going to go ahead. We're going to throw a Night Slash of our own. And there we go. Although they switch, they catch our attack and switch straight to Dragalge, no problem. In comes our Wormadam, like so. Aqua Tail, that's fine. Kill it with your fast and throw this Bug Buzz because this is going to force their Greninja to shield. Otherwise, they're dead. A Bug Buzz from a Wormadam is an insta KO no matter what health their Greninja has. So be aware of that, right? Greninja's down. Now, here's where it's super important. You have to realize they need to kill both of our shields plus kill us. So they're going to throw a Night Slash. There is no way they're going to throw a Hydro Cannon. You really have to read in between the lines for these folks. There's that Night Slash. Now they know it's over. Never, ever expect them to throw the powerful attack unless, they have a Death Wish or are really not trying to win. And we'll kind of go back to that scenario here just in a different position. My opponent will actually have it, and I'll show you what they did wrong. But yeah, a lot of times people will lose because of that, and they will just be kicking themselves later. So please be aware of it, and please realize that your opponent will do whatever they can to win. And a lot of times, if you have shields and they don't have any shields, and they need to remove some of your shields, they're going to use the spammiest move they can, right? So there we go. Go ahead, shield this one. This was an opportunistic shield. Normally I wouldn't, but because our opponent shielded, I was okay with dropping down to one shield, having a charged move ready to go, and having the lead, right? Always got to weigh the pros and cons. So we have Greninja versus Greninja now. They have the energy lead, though, because they got a fast move in. So we're going to go ahead and throw a couple fast moves ourselves. We're going to shield this one. There's a shielded Hydro Cannon. We're going to throw a Hydro Cannon of our own. There we go. Now we're going to throw this Night Slash here. And then what do we have left? Golbat. Cake from here on out. Throw this Night Slash. There we go. Bring in good old Wormadam. And then at this point, it's pretty much over. Call it a day and get ready to move on over to the next battle. Let's check it on out. All right, so here we go. I believe this is the video in which we run into the person. Same thing as the battle before the last one. But yeah, it's this one right here. So what do we have here? What we're going to do is absolutely, it's a bad lead. So we're going to charge on up as the best we can, but we're going to get hit. This Ponyta's about to throw an Iron Head, which sucks. It is so heavy hitting, and poor Carbink, even though Carbink is bulky, it can't take it. Luckily, they switched to Toxapex, so we have good old Wormadam to kind of even things out, but always be careful. Ponyard are very rare leads, but they're still leads nonetheless. People still use them, but just be aware. There we go. Now, at this point, we kind of messed up, or I kind of messed up. I probably should have shielded this one just to be safe because we had all the energy, but in the end, you know what? It's fine. 2 shields of 2 shields, and here we go. Things aren't looking too good, but we're going to bring in Carbink, throw this Moonblast. I honestly thought they were going to shield, and here comes Greninja. So, remember what I talked about before? Well, the shoe's on the other foot, so to speak. This person shouldn't be shielding this. They should be expecting Night Slash because I need to get rid of their shields and do it ASAP. And so what do? Throw the first Night Slash. Now I'm going to hit him with the Hydro Cannon. They're going to shield as well. And now what am I going to do? Well, not a lot of options. There's a Night Slash. And then we're going to go ahead. We're going to see another Night Slash. Luckily, none of them boosted their attack, right? So here we go, Night Slash. Just Night Slash after Night Slash after Night Slash. There we go. And then we get another one off, luckily, right before they can throw theirs. That's why we got an extra fast move in against the Pawnier, just to make sure, because we knew that soon Jellicent was going to throw Bubble Beam, Surf, whatever. And then a couple boops from Carbink. That's that. And it's on to the next battle. And what do we have here? We have a Dragalge, another Dragalge lead. So what are we going to do with Dragalge? They're going to switch, and they're going to bring in old Scizor himself. So here's the thing with Scizor. It does have Bullet Punch, which is absolutely murder to poor Carbink. Get Carbink out as soon as you can and bring in Greninja. Start throwing Night Slash like crazy because, well, they didn't shield there, but most of the time they will shield because Scizor is extremely, extremely squishy. So we got the attack boost, at least looked like we did. Not sure, I'll have to double check. But yeah, we're going to go ahead. We're going to do our thing here. It's one shield to one shield. And we're bringing Carbink back on in. And now, keep in mind, you're going to see an Acid Spray right here. Keep that in mind because we're going to visit it a little bit later. And I'm going to show you something to really be aware of when you're battling, because I'm sure you guys are going to see it a lot too. So there we go. Using our fast move, and now they're sending the Drill Run to finalize poor Carbink's death. So our opponent, what are they going to do here? Well, they're going to send the Acid Spray. Between Drill Run and Acid Spray, they will always send the Acid Spray to weaken us because they know that their last Pokemon is going to need all the help it can get, and it's better, at least for their last Pokemon, depending on what it is, to send the Acid Spray and weaken me, right? So there we go. Here comes well, as soon as finishes, there's an Aqua Tail, and now we're going to go ahead, we're going to throw this Bug Buzz, but we're getting no luck, no love. I was really hoping that would lower their defense. Should have just gone for the Iron Head, but you know what? It worked. We won. So there's that, right? And it's on to the next one. Let's see what's going on. So this is, I have two of these, but this is a mirror match. Exact same team, except instead of a Wormadam, they have Golbat. So this helps us in a few ways. One, if they see Carbink, if they see Greninja, then they're going to assume that we have a Golbat in the back. Luckily for us, we don't have a Golbat. We have something that can beat a Golbat. So it does work out in our favor, but I wanted to show this team because it's really hot right now, and I wanted to show you guys what to do. So here we go. We're going to go ahead. We're going to throw this Hydro Cannon. Our main and only focus is to get rid of this Greninja. That's it. That's all we need to do. Force him to shield, do whatever, but get rid of the Greninja, our opponent's Greninja, right? So there we go. And now all we're going to do, bring in little Carbink. Little Carbink's going to do its thing. And little Carbink, there's a Hydro Cannon, but no problem. We're going to end up knocking each other out. So it's 2 shields versus 0. This is great news for us because they probably were not expecting Wormadam. I can promise you they were not expecting Wormadam. So here comes a Poison Fang. No worries. Here comes... Now, I could have played this a little bit differently in hindsight. It's always 2020. We could have just farmed down and killed Golbat with our fast move and saved 2 Iron Heads for Carbink. So either way you want to play it, either way works. This way was a little bit closer than I would like, but this way, both ways work. So there's that. And then a couple more fast moves. And then there we go. That's that. And that's a victory. And I want to thank y'all for watching and have a great rest of your night.